Hi guys, thanks for coming to my channel, Life is Love. So by the title you can tell that I did have my baby, and that is my 1-year-old over here talking. So if you do hear him, he is in here with me. But yes, I had my baby on June 7th. So I decided to make you guys a labor and delivery, my delivery and delivery story. So if you're interested, just stay tuned. Notes right here. So if I am looking down, that's what I am looking at. But on June 4th, I believe, I was having those Braxton Hicks that I had been talking about in my pregnancy updates. Those Braxton Hicks that had been very painful or whatever. So I was having those pretty much constantly, seemed, but nothing to worry about too much. And then on June 5th, no, still on June 4th, I lost my mucus plug. It didn't come all out at once. I lost a little bit at first, and then I lost a big glob of it. TMI, but you know, whatever. I lost a big glob of it, and by then I was like, okay, labor is probably going to start soon, but my due date wasn't until June 13th. But of course I knew that, you know, at this time you could actually go in labor at any time after 37 weeks. So so I lost my mucus plug on the 4th. Okay, so then on the 5th, which was a Sunday, I started getting the Braxton Hicks again, but the contractions, the Braxton Hicks kind of turned more into contractions. They wasn't constant. Some of them were painful, and then some of them were like Braxton Hicks again. So I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not going into labor. Just probably, you know, some contractions or whatever. So that night I had like contractions. Not really painful, not too intense, but I did have them all night. I was constantly waking up with them. Everyone, like I said, they wasn't too bad, so I could sleep. I would kind of like wake up a little bit and then go back to sleep or whatever, but still nothing too bad. So then the morning of June 6th, yes, I started having contractions. At this point, I still didn't think that I was in labor, because with my last pregnancy, my last pregnancy, I wasn't put on Pitocin to start labor. So those contractions like were different than these I was having. They wasn't too bad. I can deal with them. I did have to breathe through them, but sometimes they seem to be more intense than others, and then they would, you know, so I did time them, and they were seeming consistent, but then I feel like they would kind of slow down a little bit. So all day I just kept my doula informed, and all the people that was going to be in the room with me informed that, you know, I was having contractions and I was calming them or whatever. Yes, baby. Yes, okay. He's going to come up here with me, okay? You say hi to everybody. Okay, so by later on that day, around like, oh, so let me talk about you know, that day. So since I was having contractions and I wasn't sure if I was going into labor, I, you know, made my mother made me some spaghetti, because I did hear that, you know, eating pasta was pretty good because it's filling. So I ate spaghetti, I drank water all day, I ate fruit all day. No baby, no milk right now. I ate fruit all day, and I drank my raspberry leaf tea. For my 39-week pregnancy update, I was supposed to talk about the raspberry leaf tea, that I had been drinking that or whatever, but never got to that. So yes, I was drinking raspberry leaf tea, water, eating fruit, and eating, you know, ate my spaghetti. So around like 10 o'clock, my doula was texting me, asking me how it was going. I sent her pictures of like my timing of contractions, and she was like, they were kind of, you know, close and constant. So she was like, you know, she was just gonna come on over, you know, just in case, just to check things out and see how things were, because I told her at that point I feel like they're slowing down, so you know, whatever. So she came over. I was still having contractions, and of that day, you know, I had been doing a little bit of walking around the house, doing a little bit of cleaning up, sit on my ball or whatever a little bit earlier that day. So when she came over, was sitting on the couch, still having contractions, but nothing crazy. But still having contractions. I got up, sat on my birthing ball, sitting there for a second, and my water breaks like that. And it was like, oh my God, I am in labor. And I was like, so sure I wasn't, but I was having contractions either way. So at this point, you know, my doula was like, well, you know, we should start making our way towards the hospital or whatever. So I'm getting everything together. And then all of a sudden, these contractions started hitting me that were very intense. Kendon, my contractions. Okay, so like I was saying, so my water breaks and everything like that, and all of a sudden I'm getting ready, you know, trying to put towels and stuff and getting ready to go, and all of a sudden these hard contractions come like crazy. Oh my goodness. And they were constantly, and they were painful. Just totally changed. So one thing too, when my water broke, I swear I felt like my baby was about to fall out. I felt his head hit down low, and that scared me. Like, I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, my baby's about to fall out. But it didn't. But yes, after that, those contractions started like crazy. And then I was also having back labor, which I was like, oh my God, no, because I always hear bad things about back labor. Like, that is the worst labor ever. So of course I told my doula, and every time I would have my contractions, she would do some counter pressure on my back, and oh my goodness. It took so much of that intense pain away in my back area. So, oh my God, I was so happy that she was there. So, so we decided to go ahead and leave, and go to the hospital, because the hospital from where I live is about 40 minutes away. So we, get in the car, driving. The contractions in the car, very intense. And of course, bumps made it worse and everything like that. So we finally get to the hospital, get rolled in on the wheelchair, register, check in. They take me to triage, because they're very strict at this hospital. They will not take you. They will not take you if you're not 6 centimeters dilated, or if your water breaks. So when they took me to triage, they had to check and make sure that my water was ruptured. I'm like, yeah, it's ruptured, but they got to check and make sure, all this other stuff. So they checked to make sure it was ruptured. It was ruptured, and they checked me to see how far I dilated. I was 5 centimeters dilated at that time. And this was around 5-ish in the morning of June 7th. Okay, so they wheeled me over to my labor and delivery room, get my IV started, which I didn't want any medications or anything. So they just did the, I can't even think of the name of it, but basically they just did. So yeah, they went in and put the IV in, and like I said, I forgot the name of it, but it was some type of lock or something. So if something happened, that they already had it, you know, there, and they could just put whatever they need to put in there. So yeah, so they went in and did that, and so I just, you know, tried. I was having that back labor, so I couldn't sit in the bed, so I got up and leaned over the bed so she could do the counter pressure again for the back labor. From there, things went pretty fast. I mean, probably like an hour or two later, I told my nurse that I felt like I was having pressure, like I had to poop. And so she checked me again, and she said that I was still 5 centimeters. I was like, there's no way in the world that I'm 5 centimeters. There's no way in the world. So I labored for like maybe another hour or two, which, I mean, not even an hour or two, but another hour to me seemed like forever. And I felt my body pushing itself. This was when I was in transition labor. So let's talk about that transition labor. That is no joke. It is no joke. Oh my goodness. That was the worst pain ever. But I'm just glad that it didn't last too long. Because once I went into transition labor, that's basically when I told her that I felt that pressure and I felt my body pushing. So they came in, they checked me. Basically, I was almost 10 centimeters. They said something about I had a little lip still there. I don't know. I guess some cervix still there a little bit. So she made me push a little bit while she tried to get that. Okay, so after that, they told me to get in a position to push. And the contractions were still bad. And then I started pushing, and it's like all the pain went away. It was like, it was still there, but I mean, it was relieving to push. So that was amazing. But basically I pushed through about 3 contractions, and he was out. And it was the best feeling ever in the world. I was so excited to have my baby out finally. I had 2 tears, 2-degree tears, I believe. So I had to get a few stitches and stuff. But overall, my delivery and labor was really great. I mean, no problems. I was able to do it naturally like I wanted to. So, I mean, everything just went great. And I was so happy that I did have a doula, because, I mean, that support there is everything. So I recommend that everybody, you know, when you give birth, have somebody there with you that, you know, can really get you through those contractions. Yeah, the labor was great, and I guess I'll just go ahead and show you my baby now. Okay, so here he is. You say hi. Uh-oh, you still hungry? This is Kensley Wyatt. And he's such a sweet baby. And he was born June 7th, 6 pounds, 9 ounces, and 18 inches long. He is such a sweet baby. He sleeps a lot. And he is just really a good baby. He only cries when he needs a diaper change or he's hungry. And he came out with a head full of hair. I mean, everybody talks about this head of hair. But, yes. So, I just feel so blessed to have him. And blessed that my 1-year-old has a brother to grow up with. And so, I'm just so happy. So, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video today, and I will be putting up new videos, a lot more about him and about postpartum care and everything like that. So, you know, if you like my videos, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.